Ladies and gentlemen, Eagles fans all around the world, welcome back to the Dougie John Senior Spotlight Show. Do not adjust your screen. It is different this week. Unfortunately, Mr. Jason Berman cannot join us. He is out researching and gathering intel on all the teams as we get into our sports teams postseason. So he will not be here this week. You are stuck with me. And as I mentioned, we are getting into the end of every sports season. It's conference title and tournament time, and all of our teams are playing really well going into that time. So, in a week where it is really hard to pick what the top sport is, let's start with golf. The golf team had an unbelievable outcome as they advanced to districts. I think a lot of people thought that this team, which we've mentioned before, was young, didn't have a ton of senior leadership, would struggle as we got to postseason. But look, it didn't happen. And we mentioned R.J. Coldren would have to lead this team, be that calming influence. And while he played well, it was really C.J. Beeman who led the Eagles to a third-place finish at sectionals. He finished runner-up shooting a 79. He was one of only two golfers that finished under 80. Liberty Benton joins Van Buren and Napoleon, both of whom shot 338 to get to the districts. So congrats to AJ, CJ, RJ, Ryan, and Jarrett, and best of luck at districts to our golf team. Let's go on to volleyball. Volleyball has continued to be dominant in the BVC, and look, this isn't a surprise. We know that Liberty Benton has probably the most talented team in the conference. They won states last year. They're still ranked 9th in Division II after moving up from Division III last year. This is a really talented team. But this is a conference game. And as they beat Macomb, they won their 58th straight BVC game. They also won on Monday to go to 59. So Julie Todd, she sits 61 away from 60 straight BVC conference wins. This Macomb game, though, and again, we go back to how it isn't a given. Macomb played really tough in the middle of both games 2 and 3. Luckily, Liberty Benton came out with a straight set win, and they move on to hopefully their 60th win on Wednesday. We'll talk more about that coming up. Julie Todd had mentioned that after the Macomb game that 60 would be special, and I think that's a really interesting point. Jason and I have talked all year about how you motivate a really good team as you move up in conference division and as you try to keep winning in the conference. And I think she's using this streak as motivation. I'm curious, once Liberty Benton moves out of the BVC, if that streak would still count. In other words, as they cross conferences, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. As I mentioned, Liberty Benton does fall to 9th in Division II after their loss last weekend. I also want to mention something interesting about that tournament. That was a best out of 3 tournament. Julie Todd mentioned after the Macomb game, had it been a best of 5, the outcome may have been different. So really good coaching from Julie Todd, and hopefully every game that our Eagles play, they get to 25. That's for you, Julie Todd. Let's move on now to girls soccer. Girls soccer had 2 tough contests this week. They did beat Riverdale 2-1. However, they fell to Ontario on Saturday 3-1. No shame in losing to Ontario. Ontario is a very strong Division II team. They are ranked 5th in Division II. So it was a good match for the ladies, and they really represented themselves well. Girls soccer has been solid all year, and they have played some really tough schools. They had a really tough schedule early. They continue to play really good teams like Ontario. And you look at their results, they have a lot of nil results on the back end, meaning they're winning a lot of games. So as we go into the postseason, let's look for continued strong results from our girls soccer team. Boys soccer. Boys soccer got back to their winning ways. They had 2 ties last week. This week they beat Riverdale 2-1. Fort Jennings 5-1. Garrett Nealis was really the star this week as he had 4 goals and 3 assists in those games. This is a very solid boys team. I think they've flown under the radar from a conference perspective, and maybe this show hasn't even talked about them enough, but we're talking about you now. They're 8-3-2 on the season, and they also look very strong going into the postseason. Cross country, they were at Kalida, at the Kalida Invitational. The girls finished 2nd, and the boys finished 4th. Not the result we were looking for, but knowing that the boys will continue to run strong and perform much better going into the postseason for them. The football team. Football went on the road. They played at Riverdale. You know, Riverdale saw every Liberty Benton team this week pretty much and didn't enjoy the results. So I think of all the teams and people looking at us leaving the BVC, Riverdale would be a strong yes vote. In football, not surprisingly, Liberty Benton played very, very well and won the game 49-14. As we will talk about soon, that was one very important conference win going into a very important end of conference season. Let's move on to our weekly poll. Our weekly poll, as always, is brought to you by Gillig's Winery. The Gillig's Winery is owned by Liberty Benton residents, is located in the Liberty Benton School District, and has excellent choices for wine and liquor, and is a really interesting and great place to visit. Even as the fall weather comes upon us, they have great outdoor seating. Really, they are a great sponsor of the show and encourage you to get out there and visit them. This week's poll question, same as last week, as we want to get as many inputs and as many opinions as we can. Which head coach of the Liberty Benton sports teams would you like us to feature first on the show? We are preparing to do a long-form interview with some of the coaches. We want to know who you'd like to see first. The options are Coach Todd, Coach Scott Garlock, Coach Whiteman, the new coach of the basketball team, and Coach Mod. So please go to our Twitter page at FlyLBEagles and continue to vote on that poll, which will be reopened for this week. It is now time for our senior spotlight interviews with our student athletes. This, as I mentioned, will be a really big week in football. So we have a lot of football players, and we also have Elena Hackworth from the cheer squad. Representing the football team in the senior spotlight will be Noah Heilman, Isaiah Higgins, and Trevor Otley. And we will be right back after those student athlete interviews.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are joined by 4 senior guests here on the Dougie John Senior Spotlight. Our first guest from the cheer team, Miss Elena Hackworth. Elena, welcome to the show. Would you share with us your parents' names?
Aaron Hackworth and Lindsay Shepard.
Aaron and Lindsay, fantastic. How about your other extracurriculars in sports?
I'm in National Honor Society, Student Council, yearbook, and I cheer for basketball.
You cheer for basketball as well. All right, fantastic. So 2 sports or 2 activities athletically, and then well done on academics as well. Congratulations on National Honor Society. Let's talk about your plans after high school.
I plan to attend, I haven't figured out what college yet, but I want to be a veterinarian.
Wow, fantastic. Vet school, fantastic. Have you had a chance to look at any universities, any on the ideas of maybe where you might go?
Yeah, my top one is St. Petersburg in Florida right now.
Oh, wow, fantastic. Have you had a chance to visit that university?
I've just looked at the campus. I haven't actually done an official visit yet, though.
Okay. Do you know anybody that's attended that school?
No.
No, wow. Good for you. That's quite the haul. So hopefully, did they survive the storm? Do you know, the hurricane?
I think they did okay. It was mostly Fort Myers and stuff that really affected that.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, good deal. Why don't you share with everybody your favorite cheer memory?
Probably cheer camp over the summer. We went to Ashland University, and yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So we've had some cheerleaders that have talked about that. Kira talked about it. Anything in particular that you really enjoyed the Ashland camp?
Probably just staying in the dorms with my friends and yeah.
Yeah, bonding and creating that teamwork. Yeah, fantastic. Now, Kira also talked about being excited about some of the competitions. Have you guys had any competitions since I've talked to her, or some on the horizon?
Not yet, but we will. We actually start practice tomorrow for competitions.
Okay, all right, fantastic. So not only focusing on the games, but also getting ready for the competitions. Wow, a lot on your plate. If you wouldn't mind, share with the audience your pregame rituals.
I always have Olivia Ricker braid my hair the same way, and I always call my mom before.
Okay, all right, a couple of good traditions. I'm sure she enjoys those calls. Last thing I was supposed to ask you, maybe a little bit of a surprise, maybe share some information about your best friend, Lake.
Oh, my best friend's name is Lake. He's a Doberman, a red Doberman, and yes, my dog is my best friend, and he actually is living in Florida with my mom and my stepdad right now.
Oh, wow. Okay, fantastic. Well, I asked your mom for a couple hints or some funny stories. She gave me another one about Florida. I won't bring that one up, but the one about your best friend, she said you would light up, and certainly you did. So that's awesome. Good for you. Great idea on plans for after school. I'm glad you know what you want to do in terms of major, and seems like you got a pretty good beat on where you're going to end up. So congratulations on a great career. Best wishes on the remainder of your senior season. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big hand for Miss Elena Hackworth? Ladies and gentlemen, our second guest tonight from the football team, number 12, the strong safety, Noah Heilman. Noah, welcome to the show. How about sharing your parents' names with us?
Martina and Brian Heilman.
Martina and Brian, fantastic. And there for a second I was a little nervous I got your last name wrong, but I know that I nailed it now. How about other extracurriculars and sports that you participate in?
I just do track outside of school. Other than that, just hang out with friends and not really too much.
Okay. Any clubs or anything at school or?
No.
No? Okay. How about your plans after high school?
I want to go to either the Ohio State University or go to Michigan State because that's where my brother goes.
No kidding. Wow. Okay. So a couple Big Ten universities. Have you had a chance to visit the campuses and see your big brother or anything like that?
I've walked around the campus with my older brother, but haven't really gotten too much into details into it.
Gotcha. Do you have any idea of what you're planning on studying?
I don't know. I want to be a neurologist, but I'm not sure what I want to do for undergraduate yet.
Okay. All right. So we got some plans in order. Have you had a chance to submit your application to either one of the schools?
Not yet. I'm still working on all the stuff.
Yeah, right. It's a lot of work, and hopefully get past football season and be able to spend a little bit more time on that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. How about sharing with the crowd your favorite football memory?
Definitely getting to go down to Columbus and doing a tournament down there was really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a memory of one of the other guys. So, yeah, great experience. So, do you think that will draw you to want to attend Ohio State more than Michigan State, or not sure yet?
I'm not sure. Just depends on really what I can get into and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, two tough universities to get into, no doubt.
Yeah.
How about any pregame rituals that you have?
Just like to sit off on myself, listen to music, lock in right before the game. That's about it.
Yeah. All right. Any special music or just anything special on your playlist that you want to share?
I listen to about everything on my playlist. Nothing specific.
Nothing specific. Okay. All right. So strong safety for the team. Had a big interception against Van Buren. Why don't you walk us through that play, what you saw, and how excited you were bringing in that interception?
So it was like maybe a minute or so before halftime. So we were already in prevent, getting back deep, just making sure they didn't try to do anything. Quarterback was under pressure. He just threw right up. I just happened to be where he was at, caught it out, got under it, returned it for a good amount of yards, and that was about it.
Yeah. Did you have visions in your mind when you caught it of taking it to the house?
I was hoping to.
Yeah.
I was trying to get across, but I got caught.
All right. Well, we won't make you call out anybody that maybe missed a key block. So certainly we got Pandora coming up here, big game this week with them. They're having a great season. So we'll definitely need you performing well out there in the secondary for the defensive team for the Eagles. Congratulations on a great year so far. Best wishes on the rest of your senior season. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big hand for Noah Heilman? All right, folks, our third guest tonight from the football team, number 77, offensive and defensive line, Isaiah Higgins. Welcome to the show, Isaiah.
Thanks for having me.
If you would share your parents' names.
Vicky and Patterson Higgins.
Vicky and Patterson, fantastic. How about your other extracurriculars or sports?
I just do football and then I do track in the off season.
Yeah, fantastic. Any special events on the track side?
Shot put.
Shot put.
Yeah.
No disc, just shot.
Just shot.
Just shot. Any running?
No.
No running.
No running.
All right, sounds good. Well, you fit in well with John and I here, our producer on the show. No running. Yeah, we're in for that. That makes a lot of sense. All right, Isaiah, how about sharing your plans after high school?
I want to go to college, either in Toledo or BG, maybe Tiffin, but I just haven't decided yet.
All right, great. Well, one great university there. Obviously, I talk a lot about the Falcons, so roll along Bowling Green. Do you have any ideas of what you'd like to study?
Either business or like exercise science.
Okay. All right. Well, BG is well known for both of those. So have you had a chance to visit any of the campuses?
I visited BG, I visited Tiffin, I haven't visited Toledo.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. How about sharing with us your favorite football memory?
I don't really have one. Every year is a great memory. I mean, we all grew up together, so it's just another chance to make more memories.
Yeah, hanging with the guys and just being a part of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, fantastic. That's definitely what high school sports is all about. How about any pregame rituals you'd like to share?
I mean, I just lock in for the game. We listen to music over the speaker, but nothing really. I get taped.
Yeah.
But
No special routines, left ankle first, right ankle first, anything crazy like Mr. Wages or anything like that?
I just go out and hit people.
Yeah? All right. Well, so does he. So, yeah, that's fantastic. So that's very good. You talked about listening to some music. I got some scoop from a couple of your classmates that maybe you got some rapping skills. Do you show that before the game, after the game, or just in the shower? Where do you bust out those rapping skills?
Usually by myself, you know. if I like what it sounds like, I'll send it to my friends. But like, I'm not like a big time. I'm not all about that.
Yeah.
I'm not about that life. So.
All right. So we've got some on video though that you've shared with your friends. So if we need to track down some highlight reels, we might be able to do so.
I don't think you want to do that.
Well, I think it's going to be pretty entertaining. I know that our live studio audience here thinks it's definitely entertaining. But regardless, we'll certainly respect your privacy and hope that you continue to do that. You're having a great year on the football field, offensive and defensive line. What's the focus going into Pandora this week?
Stopping the run. They have a good running back. He's leading the league in rushing and touchdowns. So we just got to lock him up. And that's our weakest point right now is our defense. So.
Okay. All right. So focus on stopping the run. Something that we struggled with against Mogador for a little while, but then we really started to turn up the intensity. So hopefully we can do that again. Like you said, number 21 there, Logan Bull. I think he's leading the BVC in rushing yards and touchdowns on the ground. So certainly a force to be reckoned with that we're going to have to focus in on. So some special emphasis here in the next coming days and practices on focusing on stopping him?
Everybody's got to work hard. Effort. Nobody can take a play off. Just show up every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Well, that'll be the focus as we head into a big game here with Pandora Gilboa this Friday at home for the Liberty Benton Eagles. Isaiah, thanks for being on the show. Congratulations on a great season. Best wishes on the rest of your senior year. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big hand for Isaiah? Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by our fourth and final guest from the football team, Mr. Trevor Otley. Trevor, welcome to the show. If you would share with us your parents' names.
Bruce and Trisha Otley.
Bruce and Trisha. Of course, Bruce works here at the school, one of the maintenance managers, and I think helping out on the football team as well. Is he helping coach?
No, not this year.
Not this year. All right. Well, I missed that one. So, all right. He's just enjoying watching you perform in your senior season. Yeah, fantastic. How about your other extracurriculars in sports?
I'm part of NHS, and I also play track in the off season.
Yeah, fantastic. What do you run in track or throw?
I do the sprinting events, so 100, 4x1, 200, 4x2, and I also do pole vault.
All right, fantastic. Hopefully we get a chance to get you in here in the field house to practice pole vaulting in the off season.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. All right. Well, that's very good. How about your plans after high school?
I'm planning on going to college. I've picked up a couple that I'm planning on going to, but I still haven't really made up my mind. Maybe like Findlay, BGSU. I've been looking towards this Grobe. It's this kind of like an internship almost.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a lot of people that have done that. The Grobe plant in Bluffton, the combination of study and work all at the same time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a great program. I think they do that with Owens. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So have you had your chance to get your application in there or to the any of the schools?
I'm still trying to make a good decision where I want to go before I send an application. But
yeah, okay. Fantastic. Well, certainly Grobe is engineering. Any ideas where you're going to study engineering at University of Findlay or not really sure what you would study if you went to Findlay or BG?
If I went to Findlay, I actually was thinking of studying physical therapy, but I know that's in the medical field, so obviously that's going to be pretty hard. But BGSU, maybe something to do with electrician, maybe something to do with math. I know I'm not the best at math, but it's simple when you break it down.
Yeah. All right. Well, man, you got a wide range of decisions to make there. A lot of good universities and a lot of good career paths. So I know your parents are very well skilled, and they'll be, I'm sure, providing some guidance along the way. How about sharing with us your favorite football memory?
I think it was either a year ago or 2 years ago. It was against Corey. I remember Gavin Gillig, they were punting the ball, and he blocks it, and then Ashton Price, he caught the ball and then ran it in for a touchdown. He's a lineman, so everyone was going nuts on the sidelines, jumping around, patting each other's helmets. It was a whole fun time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's a great memory. I remember talking to Ashton Price about that in the Senior Spotlight last year. Funny that you bring that up as your memory. Are you playing on the punt team right now?
Yeah, I'm actually on 4 special teams on kickoff return, punt, and punt return.
All right, sounds good. But I think Mr. Gillig, he's still out right now on the season, or is he coming back this week?
He's coming back this week. He actually practiced today. So.
All right, sounds good. Well, maybe you can turn that combination of Gillig and Price into a Gillig and Otley memory this year and see if we can get you rumbling, stumbling into the end zone.
That'd be something.
You run a 100 and a 200, you got to be fast, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty fast.
Just find a way to get you the ball. Sounds good. All right, how about pregame rituals you'd like to share with the audience?
Kind of like everyone else, I just kind of go in my little corner and zone in, just kind of like get my mind ready, go over the plays in my head, what I need to do.
Yeah, all right, good deal. Well, a lot of our guests today focus on that meditation and getting ready. So obviously that's working out well for you. You've had a great year so far. Let's talk a little bit about the Riverdale game. We talked about it on the Senior Spotlight show last week. I think every time we go to Riverdale, no matter what their record is, it always seems like they try to pull out some trick plays and try to steal a win from us. You guys did a great job dominating that game 49-14, and you had a great game from the defensive line side. A couple sacks, a couple tackles for loss. Anything that really sticks out in your mind from that game, or just that you're really excited about?
I think that's the most sacks I've ever gotten in a game before, and it was a lot of fun to play. So other than that, nothing much really sticks out.
Yeah. So what do you think the secret was to getting, the 2 sacks, certainly a big stat grabber, but also the tackles for loss? Any secrets to your success last week versus Riverdale?
I think kind of as the game went on, you kind of learn what they're going to do, and if they call something, then you'll memorize, okay, red 24, that means they're going to run the ball, and this means they're going to pass the ball, so you almost kind of know what they're going to do before they snap the ball.
Wow, nice. That's fantastic. What great insight in terms of hearing the signals and reading off that, reading your keys, I'm sure, but then picking up on what those signals mean and leading to some success last week. Fantastic. Well, you've had a great season so far, a great senior year. Best wishes on the rest of this season. Hopefully get us an opportunity to win that BBC crown. Now that Macomb knocked off Arlington, we knock off Macomb and go in with a tie in the BBC. So opportunity to still accomplish a lot of the goals for the team. So best wishes on a great senior season. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big hand for Trevor Otley?
And welcome back to the Dougie John Senior Spotlight Show. I want to thank all of our student athletes for participating in this week's interviews. I thought it was very, very interesting. And one thing that I will note, we are playing another top-tier running back, and we'll get into more of that in a minute. But I think that the Mogador game, where the boys had to play against that trained polar bear from Mogador, really is going to help this week as they prepare against another talented running back. So expect a lot of run blitzes and a lot of stunts from our boys as the coaches have them prepared, and we get ready to take it to Pandora Gilboa on Friday. But before we get to all of the football, let's do all of the trivia. It is trivia time here. Trivia is brought to you by Immeasurably More Customs Designs, owned by Ann Rader. Ann is an LB community member. She's a new sponsor of the show this year, and she is fantastic. Please go find her company Facebook page at Immeasurably More CD, standing for Custom Designs. This year, the fall trivia winner will receive a choice of a bucket hat, a beanie, or a baseball hat, as well as a fleece pullover from Immeasurably More. So we thank Ann for her support, and please participate in the trivia contest, which will be listed in the comments of this channel, this page. So last week's winner was Brad Martin. He is entered into the fall trivia season-ending contest. Brad, you cannot win this week when the question is, as the boys team looks to capture the conference title, what year did Liberty Benton boys soccer win their last conference title? So again, participate in the trivia contest. It'll be in the comments for this show, and it will be up immediately as this show is posted on YouTube. Okay, what's going to happen this week in Liberty Benton sports? As we mentioned, this is really the end of the season. We're going to start to see some postseason tournaments get started, starting with golf. As we mentioned, they made it to districts. This week they're going to Eagles Landing. You're going to have 9 teams competing for 3 spots on Thursday. So best wishes to the team as they continue to play well, really reaching their stride, and best of luck to RJ Coldren, this lone senior on that team, and the rest of the boys as well. The girls and boys soccer teams, they have a chance to capture their conference titles on Wednesday and Thursday respectively, as they will go to Corey Rawson for a winner takes all game on the conference side for boys and girls soccer. So on the road, Corey Rawson for the conference titles. Now, girls soccer will play again on Saturday, and this is really important. They're going to play at Archibald, and unlike most of the sports who have had their senior day, soccer has not. Girls soccer senior day is Saturday. It starts at 1 p.m. at Liberty Benton Stadium. Would encourage everybody who listens to the show to go out there with your friends. It's going to be a beautiful fall afternoon. Please get out there and support this team. As we mentioned, the girls soccer team is playing very well and could use all the support against Archibald that you can give them. Volleyball. Girls volleyball goes for their 60th straight conference win. They are playing Pandora Gilboa on Wednesday. Best of luck to Julie Todd and her team. It probably is a given, but I love the way Julie Todd is keeping this team motivated. Every senior that we have had on the Senior Spotlight has kept this team motivated. I'm really excited to see what happens in the postseason, but before we get there, let's get number 60 and beyond. Finally, football, Friday, Pandora-Gilboa. It is a big matchup. Pandora-Gilboa has had a pretty good season. They actually have two of the top players in the conference at running back and quarterback. Unfortunately, Carson Meyer, their quarterback, who's second in passing with over 1,000 yards and had some interception problems, but still had 9 touchdowns and was a real force at quarterback, he is hurt and very unlikely to play this week. Now, as it goes for the running back Ethan Luganbill will play this week, and he leads the league in total points. He has 18 touchdowns. For reference, usually the leader in points is a kicker because they keep kicking the ball and getting points. To only be leading with touchdowns is very impressive. As I mentioned, Mogador had a great running back recently against Liberty Benton. Ethan is a great running back. They're going to have to shut him down, especially without Carson Meyer at quarterback for Pandora-Gilboa, so we'll see how that goes. Now, Liberty Benton has their own star quarterback, Cam Garlock. He leads the BVC with almost 1,600 yards, and he has 17 touchdowns. So expect LB to continue their success through the air. Hopefully they can contain Ethan Luganbill, and I'd really like to see Liberty Benton pull out this win. The big reason they need a win here is we know we can't win the conference title outright. That was gone with our loss to Arlington. However, Liberty Benton, with a win over Pandora-Gilboa and by running the table against Arcadia and Macomb, would share the conference title. I know the boys are very motivated for that goal, so hopefully you guys can all come out Friday night, root for the team against Pandora-Gilboa, and then the rest of the season towards the conference title. That will do it for the Dougie John Senior Spotlight Show. I want to thank everybody for listening. Please get out and support our teams this week. And as always, go Eagles!